something I want to talk about while I have Ozzy in the car with me. We're on the way to the park. Not the dog park, mind you, but just the public park in town here is permitting dogs to greet one another on leash. Although there are trainers like John McGugan, aka the Glasgow dog trainer, and Ian Dunbar, that I really respect. They do this really conscientiously. I am not an advocate for it, and I don't practice it. And there are a couple reasons for that. This goes back to people not knowing their dog well enough, their dog's body language, their dog's stress signals, and putting too much trust and faith in their best judgment. So as far as like a couple reasons why leash greetings aren't a good idea would be, number one, in no particular order, number one, if you're not confident, your dog's going to feel it. So if you're uneasy, if you're nervous, you're going to project that onto your dog. That's going to be something that's going to play a role in that interaction. Number two, closely related, is the leash tension. The tension that is being applied to the dog's leash, which, once again, if you are uncertain, if you're not confident, you're going to be holding onto that leash tighter. If your dog is meeting another dog and the leash is tight, that's going to send a very clear signal to them that there's reason to be apprehensive, or the tension itself could just be uncomfortable and restricted. That's where you got a 4-foot, 6-foot leash or so. There's only so much room before that slack runs out. And so if the leash is taut and the leash is tight, that's not going to be conducive to a productive meet and greet. And then you have dogs that are just simply more protective of their guardian when they're attached to them via leash. So, and then as far as, I threw the numbers out the window as we've gone, but the other thing is that they cannot move organically the way they would in the absence of the leash. So the dogs will move in accordance to the other dog if they've been socialized and conditioned properly. They will move in a way that will diffuse tension, and so they're not able to do that. Where I never heard a proper scientific or behavioral term for it, but I call it yin yang, where the dogs will, one of them will go clockwise and the other one goes counterclockwise, and that can be really unsettling to people when they see that, leash or not. But it's better than the alternative, which is freezing, getting stiff. And even when they freeze and get stiff, sometimes it's just, you gotta pay attention to what the whole body is doing, because even when they freeze and get stiff, that can give way to play bows and engaging in consensual play. But this is an extremely nuanced thing, but I do not find it appropriate to permit my dog to greet another dog on leash when I'm out in public, because there's just so many things that can go wrong, and it's not in a controlled setting. So when you do a meet and greet, really you need to find yourself a controlled, contained setting. Unfortunately, these places don't grow on trees, but I like to use somewhere that's fenced in, confined, where it's just that your dog and the other dog that you're attempting to facilitate a greeting between. And you can have a leash on one or both, or one or either dog, Sorry, that's incorrect grammar, but you can have a leash on one or both dogs, but I would just let them drag the ground, because you don't want the leashes crossing each other and getting tangled and stuff like that. So we can go into a like a more in-depth like checklist of what you should have on hand when you do dog-to-dog breeding in a controlled environment, but that's really not what this video is about currently. It's just kind of like a prerequisite video for that. But just say no. I would just say no, and nothing bad can happen. So thanks.